Hey guys, it's your boy Blackrue Q Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on our Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing.
My man Indigo. So you guys can catch me every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Benzinga channel, where we do learn to trade with Ruell, where we go over stock and crypto, mostly crypto. You can catch me every Thursday and Saturday on the Gentlemen of Crypto channel, where we're talking crypto with Ruell Report. It's going to be Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and Saturdays, 9:30 Pacific time. 9:30 a.m. by the way, Pacific time. So today we're going to be talking about the Steam exchange. So let me get some things up here. We'll use this screen. So first of all, let's Steam exchange. Let me tell you this. This is not something that we usually put on the channel. Like a lot of things that I put on the channel, like almost instant, not instant action, but like there's something coming around the bend. Like I believe there's something coming around the bend in the next week or two, or month, maybe 2 months. Now this type of deal, the Steam exchange, this is going to be a brand new exchange in Canada. All right. So we're getting this on the ground floor, but we may not see dividends. We may not see the fruit of our labor for like a year. So in comparison, this would be like getting LCX over here, like 12, 20, 27, 2019. Like you had to wait for like what a year or more till you got something out of it. Like, okay, here we go. Like, okay, 12, 20. Okay, that's like what? A good 2 years here? So let's say it was 120. So yeah, you had to wait like you had to wait a good 16 months. Let's say that. Had to wait a good 16 months until you got this boy to like something like 10 cents. So, on that same token, with Steam Exchange, there may be a wait here for 16 months until this is actually up and running. All right. So, what's the good thing about it? Great things about it is it's in Canada, so it's not really going to step on LCX's shoulders. It's not going to really have to worry about, you know, stepping on anybody's shoulders there. Like the only people that are really in Canada that I can think of off the top of my head are Voyager. I'm not sure if you can get a Coinbase account there or not. Maybe you can, but there's plenty and plenty of money to go around there. And these guys, they show themselves, and they have like AMAs at least every like two weeks or something like that. And we're gonna basically kind of break down this AMA, and then I'm gonna start doing more videos on these guys a little bit regularly, so you guys can kind of be up to date with what's happening with them. But on these AMAs, I definitely suggest you go on their Steam Exchange YouTube, check out their stuff, because they have some partners that they mention in there, like University of Waterloo and other partners that like are really sweet partners that makes you think, okay, these guys are really going somewhere. Plus, you listen to these AMAs like the one I'm going to break down right now. You can see these guys are about their business. Now, just to let you know, they're also creating their own blockchain, which they're kind of giving us steady updates on. They already kind of put out a standard so you can kind of go look at the standard, see how it works a little bit. But yeah, so standard's already out. So just know the moment this exchange launches, it's going to have its own blockchain. And the whole purpose of this exchange is to kind of vet people and vet them before they go in the exchange. And the reason, and you know that kind of to some people they're like, okay, it's a centralized entity now, like it's not decentralized. But in this case, I like it because now you're not getting the kind of the rug pulls. You're not getting the people that aren't serious, who are just copying code looking to rug pull you. They actually have to pay some money just to be like vetted by this blockchain. So they know like they got to pay to play. They know they really have to come with something if they're going to be on this blockchain. All right. So let's get into the AMA a little bit, and then you'll get to see, like I've seen, they got some stuff going on. So where we're gonna start is this whole thing, right? This whole blockchain is going to be like kind of a hybrid blockchain. So they're going to do not only proof of work, they're going to do staking as well. I think the only chain that I know off the hand that does that is Decred. There might be more other ones out there, but that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. So let's listen to this, and they're just going to give you just a little bit about how they've set up the kind of the mining already. We're going to start right about here.
So I just want to go back to looking at this, for instance. Let's go ahead and hit edit on the miner file. Very simple. This is, for example, it comes pre-configured to a stock address, which you're going to have to do. Right-click it and put in the address of the mining pool you're mining. So this one is the dev demo, for instance, that we're doing right now. This address.
Press false. So already got their little mining file there. That's good to see. And one other thing to note, the people that you're going to hear talking the most often are the two founders. Well, the I don't hear Chris in there that often. I think the people I hear the most are Gary and Neville the most in the whatchamacallit. I don't think I've heard, if I heard Chris in there before, I haven't paid attention. I didn't know that it was him. So you're gonna hear Gary and Neville the most in there. So let's get into this again. So we got that mining part out of the way. You get to see that. Now here they kind of talk about the scamming and preventing the scamming, which is something I think offers a lot of security, and a lot of people are going to want to be on this blockchain because they're going to know that they're vetted, and that's going to give anyone who wants to invest way more confidence to invest money on this chain. So let's listen to this.
Utility, security, and scalability. Steam Exchange aims to make it as easy as possible for developers to use this network. The Rails blockchain network is an innovative hybrid consensus mechanism known as proof of work by authority. The Rails network has support for existing tools and DApps.
Okay.
Accessible and convenient for developers to support their existing projects and add new projects.
Hold on, let me go back, because whoever this is, they talk pretty fast.
Temporary ticker to cater to every level of investor.
Hold on.
Whether you're an avid miner or you're just getting into mining or you've never heard of mining at all. We'll go through a couple of the pages.
Okay, here we go. Let's do that again, because they were pretty fast.
Steam Exchange aims to make it as easy as possible for developers to use this network. The Rails blockchain network is an innovative hybrid consensus mechanism known as proof of work by authority. The Rails network has support for existing tools and DApps. This makes it accessible and convenient for developers to support their existing projects and add new projects to the Rails network. So we did land on a temporary ticker, STX. It's definitely not the final ticker.
It's coming up.
A placeholder for the document. You'll see it throughout the document, but it is subject to change. Moving on to the outlook. So this document contains a general overview of the Rails network. The blockchain will continue to evolve, especially given the open-ended design and the guiding principles of Steam Exchange. The motivation of the network. Steam Exchange aims to provide developers and end users of decentralized applications a safe and secure platform with benefits similar to an EVM-compatible blockchain and more. One of the primary engineering goals of the Rails network is to prevent malicious teams from hosting projects within our ecosystem. This is an issue that is currently impacting popular blockchains. We aim to accomplish this through various instruments of the network and associated smart contracts. The Rails, there's a typo there, I apologize. Network ability to upgrade and implement leaves room for the Rails network.
So that's the part right there. Their whole motivation of starting this is to prevent malicious teams from hosting projects within their ecosystem. That is the goal, and I think one of the owners, I think it was Gary, had some experience with that happening to him, and since that moment, what he was doing was to start this business right here. And let's go here. It's going to be in the right here. No, not right there, right there. Okay, so he mentions it right here. He says Gary was a part of Canada's largest AION mining pool after the loss of crypto that he invested in QuadrigaCX. He was forced into an impossible financial situation. So I didn't do any research on Quadriga CX, but let's do it right now, right quick. Quadriga CX. Okay. Let's see here. It's believed to be Canada's largest cryptocurrency exchange. In 2019, the exchange ceased operations and the company filed for bankruptcy. Ooh, man. Wow. The company CEO and founder, William Cotton, died in 2018 after traveling abroad to India. Okay. Up to 250 million Canadian money, 190 million US in cryptocurrency was owed to 115K customers was missing or could not be assessed because only Cotton held the password to offline the cold wallets. Wow. Okay, I think this was something that Crypto Blood did and check out Crypto Blood's channel. I think he did something on this on a Netflix operation, but that's terrible, guys. Can you imagine putting your money into something that people believe to be the largest cryptocurrency exchange and get just blown out like that? My goodness. So after that experience, that's what led Gary Bard here, the founder here, to kind of create this so no one else would ever go through that. Good for him, man. Like, good for him for being that type of change in the world. Good for him. So, in this aspect, that's why you have this like centralized exchange here. So good for him on that one. Let's see here. Okay, and keep it rolling. They're going to tell us how this is a standalone exchange.
To evolve and expand to offer functionality such as gamification opportunities, launchpad services, but also to incorporate adaptability as a function and keep up with the latest trending features within the crypto ecosystem.
Launchpad, that's really nice to hear. Gamification, like who knows what that really means. Like, I mean, like, yes, they're going to gamify stuff, but we all know Launchpad is, a Launchpad, you're going to launch tokens on your platform. Gamification can come in so many different ways. It's so like ambiguous with that gamification opportunities thing right there. I shall admit, but launchpads, we love launchpads.
Design principles. So the design principles of the Rails network, we're a standalone blockchain. The Rails network is a standalone private blockchain with self-contained technical and business functions and a native Steam Exchange coin that functions as a base trading pair for all digital assets offered through the Steam Exchange ecosystem. Anti-scam, the Node client code provides anti-scam features to eliminate some of the most common malicious practices in the crypto ecosphere. it's sustainable. The proof of work by authority consensus mechanism is environmentally friendly because it has the ability to mitigate the hash rate arms race by being able to modify the rewards for both running nodes and proof of work separately. It has a negligible barrier to entry. So just touch on that just a little bit, right? So we all know proof of work is not environmentally friendly, right? But by including an authority mechanism, what we're doing is we're able to mitigate and modify certain elements of the ecosystem to make sure that there is no arms race, right? Someone's not coming in with a massive rig that's going to dominate the pool, right? So we're able to mitigate those issues, overall balancing the ecosystem and making it sustainable in the sense that we're not a negative impact on the environment, whereas other chains are. So just touching on that just a little bit so you understand what we mean.
So I like it that they have this mitigation system. Someone might say, okay, this is them over controlling and being an over controlling centralized organization. But you come over here and you look at the owner. Uh, he says he has created and mined crypto. So that he's obviously banking off that mining experience where it's like, okay, these big rigs are coming in here and they're dominating things and they're making it harder for everybody else to earn money. But they're forward thinking with this and they're going to make sure these big rigs can't come in and just like push everybody to the side. So that's really cool. That's really cool to think of. Now moving back on, we're gonna go to. Okay, we'll go to the last part. Because there's a part in here where he talks about miners and how like again he's preventing big rigs from like dominating the mining pool. That's really cool. But I like this part at the end where they say like, okay, this should be up and running in second quarter of 2022. However, they're okay. Like it may be by the end of 2022, which I'm cool with. But listen, they really have put in a lot of work to this, and you can tell by what the things they say right here.
Going twice. All right, go on, Neville. If you could, please. You said you had some of those questions there.
Sure. So
you're still sharing a screen, sir. So I'm just gonna go back to, or if you want to go back to the full dashboard or what have you, or I can do it whatever you'd like.
Sure, go ahead. I'll read out the first question in the meantime. So from Tcrypt, what is the progress with the Steam blockchain launch? Like how many % is completed?
Well, what would you say? Go ahead. I mean,
it's hard to say. So I think
there's so many components going into it, right? So
see, we broke up our development into 3 stages, right? And then we broke stage 3 up into 3 phases. We're very, very deep into phase 2, sorry. I think overall, I would say about 80 to 85%. But that doesn't mean that the 15% is smooth sailing, right? It's still development. It's still something that, we can run into roadblocks, run into hiccups. And then there's the whole, other side that is out of our control, such as, our regulatory journey. So, 80-85% is a safe number, I would say, but it doesn't mean that the last 15% is, a 2-week journey.
And if I were to add to it, bear in mind there's other modules that have to plug into it, right? Other than the regulatory, blockchain is one thing. Then you have the website that's at a different percentage, right? And then you have the phone app that's at a different percentage, if you will, right? And then we have to set up the call center, which we already set up the lines, right? But now we need the staff, the hiring process for that, which is why we said Q2. But then we also said 2022, right? If you want to circle back to it, because I know it's inevitable, and everybody keeps asking the same questions over and over and over again. As we keep giving you guys AMAs and showing you guys progress more and more and more and more and more. And I know you guys can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but that's just because of how bright the light is and how, in my opinion, the future is very bright, right? But that doesn't mean that the tunnel isn't long. Like Neville has just said, that 50% or the 10% or the 5% is still not a short distance. So we're still aiming for Q2, but we're saying for sure 2022 for this exact reason that blockchain percentage is one thing. Pool onboarding of teams is one thing. The launch pad is another thing, right? And so on and so on and so on. So
yeah, and I think it's sorry, Gary, it's a good opportunity to we changed the AMA format a little bit from our previous AMAs, so we haven't really been given.
So you see, they've really gone through every really step of this deal, and just the fact that they say all of this stuff about stopping a 51% attack. Which I didn't show you guys, but you guys will have to come through and listen to the whole thing if you want. and about like, okay, if somebody has like 10 successful blocks in a row, then we're gonna start decreasing their earnings, because that obviously means that they have this huge rig, like maybe $1 million rig, where they're just dominating, and they're having all of these successful these successful epochs in a row, because they're dominating the entire pool. So they're accounting for that. They're accounting for that, and that makes it better for everybody to earn money in the mining. They're also accounting for vetting people, and that means people are going to have to pay to play. That means you're going to have little. I mean, I would assume that you would have 0 rug pulls in that case, but I'm sure you might still have some where someone's like, okay, maybe I can pay this amount of money and then possibly be better rug pulling people. Like, I'm willing to pay this to rug pull, but I'm assuming that they're gonna, like, that type of person will get vetted out. But it's way better than a Binance, which has no types of vetting whatsoever. It's kind of completely decentralized in that, like, people can just rug pull you. So in this case, people are gonna have to pay to play. So that's gonna give people who are investing in this and investing on this chain a very high sense of confidence that, okay, if I put my money into this, I'm not gonna get rug pulled. So that's something really cool to know. And we're gonna start doing more videos on these guys. I think they're really a good opportunity here, but do not expect any types of kind of growth or movement until, like, don't expect any growth or movement for like 16 months or more from here. All right, guys, so come on over to the channel, like and subscribe, darkhorsewatcher.com, and check out some of my previous videos right here. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Peace.